So I wanted to talk about the New York Rangers.
Start spreading the news.
Your team sucks ass. So yeah, they kind of suck right now. And
Awesome.
obviously there's some injuries going on. Adam Fox has whatever Adam Fox has that continues to plague him. Shesterkin, I know, has been banged up. They get worked over the weekend, 10-2 on national TV by the Bruins. So that just
I had
set
the
back.
over in that game, so that's cool.
Great pick. That just set back Boston New York relations probably 200 years. And so, sort of in the midst out of all of this, they fall into the bottom of the Metro. Elliot Friedman drops this, a classic fridge bomb here, listing potential trade targets for Artemi Panarin. So, what he listed was Colorado, Florida, Minnesota, and your Washington Capitals. How do you feel about that being included in yet another prolific trade rumor that's probably not going to happen for the
I
Caps?
can't see him getting traded in division. If he does get traded, I can't see him being traded to somebody in the Metro division. I also don't see the Caps finding room for him. I know, like, right now we could use him, but, like, we're going to get all these injured guys back, and then where do you put him? Not to say I wouldn't want a guy like Panarin, but if anything, I think he's a guy that's going to be a rental to one of those other teams that you just mentioned, and then like maybe we'll take a kick at the can when he's a free agent in the summer or something like that.
I agree. I mean, he does have a full no movement. He would need to waive that. I know typically, I think on average, he gets around 11 per year this year, just the way the deal's structured. He's getting 8. That makes it a little bit more manageable. But
Yeah. I'm correct that he's a free agent over the summer, right?
that contract ends in June, at the end of June, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So out of those teams listed, let's go ahead and omit the Caps if we don't think that's going to happen. Colorado, Florida, Minnesota. Colorado stands out to me because I think they have made a play for him before in the past. I forget if it was the free agent move around when he ended up choosing New York or what the deal
Yeah.
was there. But then Minnesota, you also have the Kaprizov factor.
Yeah, this is a weird one because I don't see how Minnesota makes it work after all they just gave up.
Right.
But I also, what more does Florida have to give unless they just pull another rabbit out of their hat and do one of these things where they get another like massive player for a bag of pucks somehow and everyone's like, why are you doing this? I almost wonder if a team that we didn't mention, like somebody like Detroit, would want to take a stab at it. I don't know exactly what that package would look like, and I know that the main reason they didn't get Quinn Hughes is because they didn't want to give up what was being asked for him
Right.
without Quinn being signed long term, so they might feel similarly about Artemi. Although I also think what you'll have to give up for Artemi is going to be a lot less than what you'll have to give up for Quinn Hughes, just
Absolutely.
because of the age and all that.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's going to be, I think, 35 this summer, if I'm not mistaken, or later this year. So, do you think we're at the point now where trading Panarin is the right move for the Rangers, or do you think this needs to get a little bit worse as we approach the deadline? Because I think what people forget is we have like 14 games until the trade deadline.
I forget that. I saw that on the notes page, and I was like, holy shit, how can that be true? But I'm forgetting that the lockout, the Olympic break, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it's going to be March. So makes sense if you think about it. Listen, when we did our season previews, I was all about that the Rangers are stupid for trading all these guys and blowing it up, and they didn't need to do this. However, now at this point, I'm kind of like, you might as well just lean into it and fully blow it up. You've already half blown it up. You know what? If you don't think Panarin's going to re-sign, you might as well fucking get rid of him, I guess. Or even if you do think he's going to re-sign, maybe especially if you think he's going to re-sign, go get something for him now and then get him back. I don't know.
Right. If you think he's going to re-sign at 35, what's he going to want for that, and how's that going to affect you going forward, I think is a valid concern. I do think it's worth pointing out that this guy, since he signed there, has been the leading scorer for this team every single year, which I know he does get a lot of heat. I know you and I have been critical of him in the past, but just wanted to point that out. At what point can we start criticizing the GM that runs this circus? Because I think they've just made some seriously boneheaded moves over the last 5 years.
I think the answer to your question is yesterday or the day before.